So here I am to talk. It's been a while, I understand that. You're probably still going to get a hum in this when you hear it. I can't figure out what the problem is, and I don't know what to do. I'm going to try another computer with another operating system at another time, but right now this is what I have. It's amazing that the American people or the pollsters or something are saying one thing, and then the interviews with what they call the general public are saying another. The polls seem to favor Joe Biden winning the election by a good substantial 8 points. Yet the general public is convinced that Trump will win it. And unfortunately, I'm convinced the same thing. He'll use the violence and whatnot to do the law and order, and trust me, people are scared. I was around during the Newark riots, and I can tell you how people reacted back then. The only people you saw on the streets at night either had guns. Either they were the good guys or the bad guys, but they had guns. Nobody went for a walk. Nobody walked their dogs on the streets. The dogs either went in the backyard or in the courtyards of the apartment complexes. That's just the way it was. It's I don't know what to say. I mean, it's just an unnatural fear. But the one thing I did learn about the Newark riots was that the people that suffered the most during those riots were the people that lived in the areas. They didn't want what was going on. They wanted to see. I don't know how to say it. They wanted to see peace and quiet. They wanted to see change. All right. They were tired of, especially in Newark. This wasn't a national issue so much as it was local cities. Various cities, bad things were happening politically to the black people. They were being abused. They were being, discounted. I grew up in a city that next to Newark. Newark was the second or third city in the United States to become predominantly black, and I grew up in East Orange, which is right next to it. What I saw in Newark, when I say people got scared, was that the white population down there, the store owners, a lot of them were Jewish and what have you, and they instantly moved to Newark. It's from Newark to Livingston, and further points west, Morris County and whatnot. It was just a huge exit. Their stores were left abandoned. They were burned out. I mean, they couldn't sell them. In some cases, there was nothing to sell. A lot of cases, they just walked away, and that was the end of it. They took their money. They had savings and whatnot. They were smart. The Jews especially were smart. They saved their money. They moved out. They did other businesses and whatnot. I worked for a family that owned a gas station in Livingston, and they were very, very, very successful at it. And that's, they came out of Newark, the whole family. They went into different businesses and whatnot, but they came out of Newark, and they left. I mean, you went down to Newark and there was nothing left. I mean, it was a bad city. It was an atrocious city. It's difficult to understand the socialization, but it was never a good city. And I don't know. They say it's better now. I have no idea. It's been I'm out of there. I'm out of the area 10 years, and before that I didn't have any real reasons to go to Newark unless it was to go to a federal building or something like that, and that wasn't the easiest thing. Park your car was the hardest thing you had to do, and you went in the daytime. You didn't go down there at night. The police would tell you horror stories. The cops were nasty, I will tell you this. I witnessed a shooting. I had to testify before the grand jury of a white officer getting out of my car and shooting a black man that he felt threatened by. I've seen other stories. I've seen the black on black violence. If they're a police officer. The street violence was committed by the blacks. The organized crime was the politicians and the businesses and whatnot. That was all the Sopranos type thing going on. I fear Trump winning the election because I fear I'll lose my from a personal point of view, I fear I'll lose my Social Security benefits within a year. He's a low-life of scum who has no empathy for anybody. I don't care what his family tells you or anything else. The one thing that you don't have to worry too much about is he's not going to push for a dynasty. He wants if it isn't King Trump, it's not going to be. If it isn't King Donnie, it's not going to be Queen Ivanka right away. Anyhow, it might be later on, but not right now. You're looking at a party that is controlled by racists. It's not conservatism. It's not liberalism. I don't know what it is. It's capitalism to the nth. I mean, we're not really a democracy. We're a capitalistic country. We operate in the principle of greed. And the greediest person that I've ever met in my life is Donald Trump. I mean, he is. He's just scum, and it's amazing. He is smart. He made money. He made it by going in, borrowing other people's money, declaring bankruptcy, making money while other people lost money. People walked away with it. A lot of people he was involved in, especially the smaller investors and whatnot, walked away with nothing. Absolutely, they walked away owing money. Some of the contractors and stuff that were involved there. Was organized crime involved in his business? Of course it was. He built casinos. There was I forget the guy's name out of Philly that ran that operation. And to think that it wasn't done, organized crime didn't have anything to do with it is it's just stupid. To think he's an honest, upright, standing citizen is just it's a ridiculous thing. I mean, he is a conceited fag. I mean, he and his wife, I don't even know whether they talk to each other anymore. She, and especially his daughter, you could see that in one of the videos that they put up, that there's just total I mean, they just don't like each other. I don't think anybody in the family likes her. They know what she pulls. She got her family in the country. Apparently she knows something that could cause him a lot of grief. And she used it and to get married and to bring her family into the United States. On the program that Trump is trying to stop now because he says it's wrong and it was illegal and everything. But hell, it worked for him. It's like he says, Trump is this do as I say, not as I do guy. He says to you, the mail-in voting is corrupt, it's no good, yet he just sent in mail-in ballots. He just did it. So, I mean, where is that in terms of some sort of correctness? I mean, it's he's telling you something and he's going in and doing the opposite. I don't know where he gets his science from. He really must hate science. I mean, he puts a witch doctor on the coronavirus panel task force. I mean, that's it. She's a witch doctor. I mean, she's not much of anything else. You have people with these religious views that are just not. They're not any religion I've ever heard of. In the United States, anyhow. I'm sure the religion there's probably exists someplace in the world, but I don't know about it. Yet he accepts these views. He accepts information that has no backing, whatnot. I mean, they've said for a long time he doesn't read the reports that they give him. They stopped giving him the reports in the morning. The overnight intelligence reviews and whatnot. He doesn't get that anymore. If there's something important, they'll try and work around him. I'm not sure he can read. I mean, he is a completely radical man. I think if things weren't so screwed up in this country, I think that he would be not impeached but removed from office because he's not capable of doing the job. For people to sit there and say that he's doing a wonderful job with the controlling the virus, yeah, they're the rich people that are saying that. They're not the people that are standing in the streets They're not the people from Newark and Orange or the inner cities of LA and St. Louis. They're not from Watts. They're not the people that are saying everything's hunky. They're not the ones that are saying everything's hunky dory. The governor of New York isn't saying everything's hunky dory. He got his city. That state is where it is right now. No thanks to the President of the United States. If anything, he hampered their efforts, and I find that amazing. That you're going to go out and you're going to go and you're going to not only politicize an event, a horrible event, you're going to hamper people from doing the right thing. Well, listen, you can. I know there's going to be a hum in this audio, so I know you can't listen to it for too long. So I'll say goodbye. I'll try. Like I said, I'm trying to fix it, but I don't know what's going to happen. You all take care now.